Hello! So today for my nail art I got well, first off I picked out a foil, and so the first one in line that had to do with St. Patrick's Day was this green one. So I got me a gold glitter polish and we're going to see if this works together. This is going to be the base, and then I'm just going to have some straggly little pieces of green foil on top of the gold. Another just really simple, really plain gold and green nail art for St. Patrick's Day. So I am going to be using my Peel Off base coat again. It didn't really make a difference with the 3D. I thought maybe having the 3D things would get caught and rip up the whole thing, but that wasn't the case. So I'm glad that I can use this for multiple nail arts now. So let's get started. So while that's drying, let's go into the polish I'm going to be using. This is Nicole by OPI. Selena Gomez collection, I think is the collection, I don't know. But it actually looks like it might be silver and gold. When I grabbed it I thought it was just gold, but it's still going to be okay. It's Kissed at Midnight. And like I said, it just looks like it might be both silver and gold glitter mixed together. But it still looks gold. That's why I picked it. It looked gold. And it looks like it's going to be about the same consistency of the previous one that I used. So I am going to have to work with it a little bit. Honestly, I feel too lazy to get my Simply Peel and a sponge, but after the first coat I'll see if it's workable. The last one was. If this one's not, then I guess I will have to get unlazy and do it anyways. So I think I'm about dry. One of the tricks to glitters, especially once they've been sitting and have, you know, separated where they have like a little bit of clear on top, it's good to shake them up and then leave them, you know, upside down. This one, because of the awkward bottle shape, won't stand. It wants to fall over. So I have, while I was prepping and painting my nails, shook it up and left it on its side, just so that the glitters can move a little more and not all sink to the bottom. So hopefully that has helped. Let's get into it and see what we're working with here. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I think I can work it. It doesn't have to be completely opaque. I can just make sure that the spots that are clear are the ones where I put the foil. So I don't know. We'll try to work it. Like I was able to get the other one on 2 coats completely opaque. So let's just see how this one goes. So after 1 coat, it's still pretty sparse. There are at least 3 different sizes of glitter. So let's see if we can show you. So the smallest size looks to be gold, and then the medium size, which is like this one, looks to be gold, and then the biggest size looks like it's silver. So it really is, I would consider it a gold glitter polish. There's more gold glitter than silver. So like I said, there are at least 3 that I can visibly see different size glitters. The 2 smallest ones being gold and the biggest being silver. Or at least that's what I'm seeing. What do you see? I'm sure you can't see very good because my camera is not that great at doing glitter. It like unfocuses. So anyways, that is 1 coat. It is pretty uneven, really. I don't think I'm going to get it completely opaque, so I'm going to try a second coat and then decide what to do next. So let's get into the second coat, see if I can get it opaque or not. After 2 coats, it's still a little bit uneven, but I'm going to go ahead and deal with it because I am going to be putting foil on top of it. In my past experience, every time I do foil, it never comes out in a solid. There's always like sparse parts. So I think that's probably what's going to happen this time. So I think that the gold is really just going to be peeking through the foil. So I'm going to let all of my little gold glitters dry. I will say that it was not, it's pretty sparse, a pretty sparse glitter, but it didn't leave all that jelly where the last one did, and it, like, whenever I turned my hand to paint the other hand, it all glooped to one side. This one did not do that, so it made it easier to work with. Like I said, it's not, I mean, you can still see my nail, but it doesn't bother me, especially because I'm also going to be putting on the foil. So I'm going to dry for a little bit, and then we will get on to adding the foil. So it's pretty dry to the touch. Even the last one's pretty dry. So to do foil, like I said, I just chose a random one that was St. Patrick's Day-ish. So that's, I just got this green one. I do have like 3 or 4 different gold color ones as well, but I'm just gonna go with the green for today. So the ones that I have are all in this little tube, if you want to call it a tube, whatever you would call it. They came like this, and you also need glue. I have a couple of different kinds of glue. I think they work about the same. They did come with the foil. I have this one, and then I have one that's more of a tall and skinny bottle. But basically it's just watered down Elmer's glue is what I would say that it is. I don't know that's for sure what it is, but I mean that's just what it looks like. It smells like Elmer's glue, but it's watery. So you gotta have this out. You want it out and ready to use. So this one is pretty long. And to do nail foil, you have to have the glue on. And then you can see, I think I used this one time for Christmas, actually. Yeah, my camera does not focus on glittery things. Anyways, so I'm going to be using this. Like I said, you can kind of see it's just missing some right there. I used it on one nail. So, I mean, this will last you a long time. I am going to be trying it on most of my nails. I might leave one just plain gold. I don't know. It just depends on how this turns out, really. So you want to take your glue. See, it's just like almost black light looking white. And it's just really like smells like glue. So you want to apply it to the nails that you're going to be using this on, and then you have to wait for it to dry clear. So it is white, it goes on white, and then before you can use it, it has to be clear. So see, you can see the difference right there. When it's dry and ready to use, you're not going to really be able to see it. It's just going to be sticky. so you have to wait for it to dry. So this is where the time is going to eat up. I'm just showing you this one, but then I will probably do I don't know how it's going to turn out, so I only want to do one finger at a time. But if you know how it's going to be and you know how you want your nails, you want them all covered, then you could paint your whole hand at a time, and that way they all are drying at the same time, so it takes up less amount of time. But I just want to see how it's going to turn out on this one nail before I commit to doing them all. So you can see it's almost clear. We just got a little streak. And they do have different patterns. Like I said, I have, well, just in doing this, I saw 3 gold. I think I have another one that I hadn't picked up. But they were all different patterns. So this one is kind of like fragments. I had circles, I had really fine glitter, and I had a solid gold. So the same as with green, I've seen solid ones in all kinds of different sizes and shapes. So it looks like we're pretty clear, so I'm going to try this. So you want to hold the silver part onto the nail. So you put it on your nail and you're gonna hold it down. Make sure it's secure. Now, if you don't want it to cover the entire nail, you can lift this and it will just leave spots. But the longer that it sits and holds, I think the better you're gonna get full coverage. This is another reason why you really want your base to be dry. Otherwise, you would just be smushing around the glitter. Okay, let's try this. It does not look like it's sticking to the nail, to be honest. It looks like it's not going to stay. But let's try. Pull it up. So, it did not work. It left just a smidge of green, but it took my glitter with it. It took the glitter with the thing. I don't know if you can see, I mean, hardly any of it came off. So I don't think that I'm dry enough for it to work. So I am going to put more glitter on because it all came off. So I guess I'm going to dry just a little bit longer. See what happens. I'm going to put a little bit more glitter on this finger. So I guess I'm going to dry a little bit more because that did not work, and all I managed to do was take off the glitter that was on my nails. So I guess even though it was dry to the touch, it wasn't dry enough. So be back in a minute, I guess. I'm going to try this again, and I'm not going to do this one because it's still wet, but I'm going to do these 3 fingers at the same time. See if that will work any better. Probably not. Let's just see. And again, you just want to wait until they are clear. That's one of the longest parts, is just waiting until the glue dries. It is slow to dry. So most of it has dried except for like the streak where they overlapped, but I don't know how to not get that streak on there. I tried on this finger to do a couple swipes, but it just made the streak in a different spot. So I'm not sure how to not do that. But for the most part, everything else is dry and ready to go, except for that streak. So I'm going to try this again. I am going to do one nail at a time, but I mean, I did do 3, so maybe it won't work. Maybe the other ones will dry too much. I don't know. Let's see. Ah! Yes, this is not very functional. Okay, pulling it off. Okay, I left some. Let's just keep going. Although I think on this one, you can see right there, I got it stuck. So I might have actually taken off some of the stickiness. Not sure. That one seems to have worked the best. So maybe I was just not letting it dry enough. Let's try this one. So the drier that they were, the better they worked. So I guess I was not letting them dry enough. So let's get in on this. Really, I think it's looking more Christmassy than St. Patrick's Day. But this was my idea. I pointed to nail foil with glue. And I thought it would look cute for St. Patrick's Day, but really, I mean, I'm just getting Christmas. What do you guys see? Can you see St. Patrick's Day in this golden green? So it's not turning out like I was hoping. I think I will just leave the thumb plain, and we'll just do the next 4 fingers and call it a day. I don't know, what do you guys think? Are you seeing St. Patrick's Day in this? I mean, really, it just screams Christmas to me. But maybe that's just me. So we are now going to add the glue again, and I'm going to do all 4 fingers because they did work better on the ones that were more dry. I will say that on the other nails, the spots that did not get the foil transfer are still sticky. So you're definitely going to need a top coat. Now, I've heard that some top coats can actually take the shine away from the foil. I was not aware of that, really. I mean, I didn't know. And I've done it before, and I can't remember. One, I don't really remember which top coat it was with, and 2, I don't think it took the shine away. I'm not sure. So we will do a little bit of a comparison. I have my regular OPI top coat. So we will do just a little bit of a comparison between 2 fingers to see if it does take the shine away. Alright. So they look like they are ready to go, but they're all clear, but I'm gonna wait just a few more seconds because it works better the longer that it dries. Starting with this nail, try to keep the other nails out of the way. Yes, it's working much better now. Taking a whole chunks. This one by my finger is where I just took it off. Next finger. And of course, I'm being more spread out. Like, I'm using this whole entire section when I could just be using sheet by sheet. So you can be more gentle or whatever you want to call it. So let's go here in the middle. Where's a big chunk? So I am glad that it's working finally getting it to work. It's still not completely opaque, which is what I was hoping for, that you would be able to see the gold underneath. So that is working. So looking at the sheet like this, you can see how much I've used, kind of. But you can see just like the holes in there. So I only used this much, and I didn't even use, I mean, half of it. If I would have really tried to get each, you know, I could have probably. Alright, so again, I'm just going to leave the thumbs blank. So that is pretty much the design. I will say that the second hand worked much better. I did let the glue dry beyond clear. So once it was clear, then I let it dry just a little bit longer, and then it, you know, the further nails dried as I went. So just a comparison, I mean, obviously this hand is much better than this hand. So I did learn as I went, and these ones are plain. So, okay, here's the top coat theory tester. So, I'm just gonna go with two nails that are close together that I can maneuver around. So, get up close. So I will do top coat on one. And let it dry just a second, and we will see if it's not as shiny as the other one. I guess I can see a little bit of how it's not as shiny, I guess. So this one is completely bare, and this one has OPI top coat on it. I don't think it's much of a difference. You guys let me know what you think. It's good enough for me. I'm just going to continue and put the rest of my top coat on, and then call this the design. Alright, now somehow I have to put that foil back without getting it stuck to me, which it will help that I have on a top coat that will dry instead of the glue. Again, I'm just really getting Christmas out of these nails. It's not screaming St. Patrick's Day to me, and after applying the foil, it's not as opaque as I wanted. So like, especially this middle finger right here is very see-through. You can see like my whole natural nail. I don't like that. But I do like the gold. I do like the gold glitter. It is pretty in it by itself. And I guess, you know, it's still gold and green. I don't know, yo. So anyways, that is my easy design. Again, it is really easy. It's not just screaming St. Patrick's Day. That's for you to decide if you think it looks St. Patrick's Day enough for your nails. I personally get Christmas, but that's me. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, don't forget to check back before I started talking, at the end of this bottom of the screen, I will have how long it took me. I do think I'm close to an hour. So that was dry time of the glue and dry time of the glitter to make sure that everything cooperated correctly. So thank you guys again so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I will be back probably in a couple of days with another St. Patrick's Day nail art. Bye!